You know what I realized lately? I'm not in my glow up era anymore. I'm in my growing up era. And honestly, that hits different because the glow up, well, that's about appearances. But growing up, man, that's about awareness. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't just want better, but does better, even when it's not fun, not convenient, and not instantly rewarding. Now, we love a good glow up moment. New hair, new gym routine, new mindset quote on the feed. But you know what we don't talk about? What happens after the glow up fades? And we're left with you, your habits, your discipline, your choices, your mindset. That's where growing up begins. I think for a long time, I chased the idea of glowing up because it honestly felt exciting. It gave me something to work toward. And in a way, it kept me motivated. But the truth is, glowing up is still external. It's how things look. Growing up is how things feel. It's the peace that comes from knowing you're finally living in alignment. When I started my lock-in journey, last year, my mindset was all about action. Like, I was in that I'm about to get my life together mode. I'm talking about gym, habits, water intake, discipline, no distractions. And I meant it. But what I didn't realize back then was that locking in was just step one. And it was training ground for something bigger. Learning who I am when no one's clapping. When progress is slow. When growth ain't exactly pretty. That's what growing up has been for me. The quiet moments. The accountability. The maturity that comes when you realize you can't keep blaming your circumstances anymore. You have to face yourself. Let's be honest. The glow up phase feels amazing. You're seeing change. People notice. Your confidence rises. But when that high fades, and it's just you showing up day after day, that's when you start to meet the real version of yourself. That looked like, for me, showing up at the gym consistently, but also realizing I was still mentally skipping reps in other areas of my life, such as my routines, my focus, and even with emotional discipline. Growth honestly doesn't mean everything gets easier. Sometimes it means you become more aware of the things you used to avoid. I had to learn that consistency isn't about intensity, it's about identity. You can't just do consistent things. You have to become a consistent person. And that doesn't happen through hype. It happens through honesty. Let's talk about what this actually looks like in real life. Because growing up isn't aesthetic, it's uncomfortable. For me, is learning that rest is productive and that slowing down doesn't mean I'm falling behind. It's been cleaning my diet, not because I hate my body, but because I respect it. It's been letting go of the idea that I need to be on all the time, that every phase needs to be public. A lot of my growth this year happened in private. No big announcements, no watch me transform, just quiet progress. The kind where you start doing small things differently. You think before you react. You create structure around your chaos. You choose peace even when it costs you your comfort. There were times when I didn't feel motivated at all. Times I honestly fell off. Times where I even started to question if I was even changing. But you know what I learned? Growth doesn't always feel like success. Sometimes it feels like confusion, frustration, and learning how to keep going anyway. The gym has been one of my biggest teachers in this season because it's one of the only places where effort always pays off, but only if you're consistent. There's no shortcut, and there's definitely no cheat code. You can't wish for the results as much as you try. You can't wish for them. You have to show up, rep after rep, day after day. That consistency started to translate into other areas of my life. Like, I can show up for a 45-minute workout even when I'm tired. And then I can show up for my goals even when life is a hot dang mess. If I can challenge myself to push one more rep, I can also challenge myself to push one more day when I feel stuck mentally. That's what growing up is. It is learning to see every single thing is connected. Your physical discipline teaches mental resilience. Your mental clarity shapes emotional balance. It all ties together. Growing up isn't just about habits, right? It's also about healing. It's about unlearning how to numb your emotions with distractions, food, scrolling, or even people. It's learning how to sit in your feelings and still move forward. Now, there were seasons where I distract myself with productivity. Like, if I just do more, I won't have to feel what's bothering me. But honestly, that's not growth. Growth is when you pause long enough to say, what am I actually feeling? What am I avoiding? It's understanding that emotional discipline is just as important as physical discipline. It's not reacting the same way every time something frustrates you. It's catching yourself mid-thought and saying,
I don't speak to myself like that anymore.
That's growing up. When I think back to my lock-in season, whatever you want to call it, it was like boot camp for becoming her, the future me. It essentially taught me how to focus, how to commit, and how to silence noise and create structure. But now, I'm realizing that growing up is about maintaining that structure without needing a challenge to do it. It's learning that your lifestyle is your accountability. You're not doing it for a time frame. You're doing it because it aligns with who you are becoming. That's why I say this isn't my glow up era. Because this isn't temporary. This isn't about proving something to anyone. It's about becoming something for myself. Growing up has made me more self-aware. I can see my old patterns clearer. I can catch myself before I spiral. And I can forgive myself faster when I slip. The version of me who started the lock-in, she was trying to get it together. The version of me now, she's learning to keep it together with grace. And I think that's one of the most underrated forms of growth. Not becoming perfect, but becoming peaceful. Not having it all figured out, but Learning how to handle it when things simply just fall apart. Because the truth is, when you start growing up, your glow changes. It's not the surface kind anymore. It's the peace kind. You glow different when your heart is lighter, when your boundaries are firmer, when your mind is clearer. I'm still learning that discipline doesn't mean rigidity. It means respect. I'm still learning how to create balance between showing up and slowing down. I'm still learning how to let things unfold without rushing the process. And if I want to be even more honest, I'm still growing up each and every day. Some days, I do that. And other days, I struggle. But even that is a part of growth. Because growth isn't measured by perfection. It's measured by awareness. And right now, I am more aware than I have ever been. Let me ask you this. What's one area of your life you know you have been glowing up in, but you haven't really grown up in yet? Think about it. Maybe it's discipline. Maybe it's patience. Maybe it's learning how to actually rest without feeling guilty. Whatever that is, drop it in the comments down below. So yeah, maybe the lock-in was the start. But this right here is the continuation. This is me choosing to lock in for life, not for a season, not for a challenge, but for me. Growing up is realizing that every start over moment is just another chapter in your story, not the end of it. And you don't need January to do it. You don't need perfect timing. You just need honesty, consistency, and faith that the small steps matter. Because glowing up changes how you look, but growing up changes how you live. So if you're here right now, watching this, listening, nodding, just know this is your invitation. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start growing in the direction of peace, purpose, and self-trust. I used to think I needed a glow up to feel confident. And now I know I just needed to grow up to feel whole. Discipline gave me direction, but peace gave me purpose. And that's the version of me I'm taking into every season from here on.